Vitamins, those tiny biochemical keys that unlock countless reactions in the body, are essential, but like all powerful tools, they work best within specific limits. The body's need for them is real, but the belief that more is always better is one of modern nutrition's most persistent and dangerous myths. This is where the concept of recommended dietary intakes, RDIs, comes into play, a sort of nutritional Goldilocks zone, aiming to provide just enough, without tipping into harmful excess. And while deficiency can lead to devastating consequences, crossing into pharmacological doses, especially with fat-soluble vitamins, can quietly transform necessity into toxicity. RDIs weren't pulled out of thin air. They were established through decades of research on nutrient metabolism, deficiency diseases, and functional health outcomes. They represent the amount of a nutrient that the average person needs daily to avoid deficiency and maintain basic physiological function. But this number isn't a cap, it's a guideline. Above the RDI, the body often has mechanisms to buffer a little extra, absorbing less, excreting more. However, these mechanisms are limited. And once you go far enough past the threshold, those safety nets start to fray. This is especially true with fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Unlike their water-soluble cousins, which are generally flushed out if consumed in excess, fat-soluble vitamins are stored in the liver and fatty tissues. This means they can accumulate over time, especially when taken in high supplemental doses. The result? A creeping overload that doesn't always announce itself immediately, but can lead to real harm. Take vitamin A, for instance. Essential for vision, immunity, and skin health, but highly toxic when consumed in large amounts. Chronic vitamin A toxicity can lead to liver damage, bone thinning, hair loss, and even neurological symptoms like blurred vision and irritability. Pregnant women are especially at risk. Excess vitamin A has been linked to serious birth defects. And here's the kicker. These effects don't come from carrots. They come from supplements, fortified foods, and sometimes even anti-aging creams rich in retinol, slowly stacking up to toxic levels. Vitamin D is another modern paradox. It's been hailed as the cure-all vitamin of the decade, linked to everything from bone health to immune support to cancer prevention. And yet, high-dose vitamin D supplementation, often in the range of thousands of IUs daily, is now common, even in people without deficiency. This can lead to hypercalcemia, kidney stones, and calcification of soft tissues, including arteries. The very nutrient that's supposed to prevent chronic disease can, in excess, begin to foster it. Even the antioxidant darling vitamin E, when taken in isolated, high doses, has shown potential for harm. Some large trials have linked long-term high-dose vitamin E supplementation to increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke. Excessive amounts may also disrupt the balance of other forms of vitamin E and interfere with vitamin K-dependent clotting pathways. It turns out that antioxidants don't work by brute force. They require balance. Push the system too far, and you can induce the very oxidative stress you were trying to prevent. And yet the culture of supplementation persists, driven by fear of deficiency, aggressive marketing, and the modern fantasy that optimal health lies one capsule away. But most people in developed countries eating even a moderately varied diet are not deficient. They may not be optimally nourished, but the risks they face often come not from too little, but from too much, taken too long, without clinical reason. This is why upper intake levels, ULs, were also established and often ignored complement to the RDIs. While RDIs tell us the minimum we need, ULs represent the maximum we can safely tolerate on a daily basis without risk of adverse effects. And these thresholds aren't generous. They exist because people have gotten hurt by assuming that if a little is good, more must be better. It's not that vitamins themselves are bad. They are absolutely essential. The danger lies in divorcing nutrients from their natural food matrices, where they come with regulators, buffers, and cofactors that help guide their absorption and balance their effects. A vitamin in a spinach leaf is not the same as that same vitamin in an isolated, synthetic, high-dose supplement, biologically or metabolically. The context changes everything. So when it comes to nutrition, the fine line between deficiency and toxicity is one of the most underappreciated truths. Health does not come from maxing out every nutrient. It comes from meeting needs precisely, from respecting the body's ability to regulate itself, and from understanding that nutritional wisdom often lies in restraint. The body is not a vault you fill with vitamin treasure. It's a living system with tight biochemical boundaries, evolved to thrive not on excess, but on balance. The RDI isn't a limitation, it's a blueprint. And ignoring it in favor of megadoses may not bring more vitality, but rather the slow, silent erosion of the very systems you're trying to protect.